What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Key Chronicles. Before we begin, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. So today we are talking about LeBron. So LeBron went on Pat McAfee show yesterday. Well, technically, it was yesterday. Because a few of the clips previewed today on the First Take show, and Stephen A. Smith addressed it. But the original full interview it happened yesterday, but it just got published today on the Pat McAfee show. Bron gave like an hour-long interview. Seemed pretty good. Seemed legit. Seemed like he was himself. He was authentic. So it seemed like it was a great interview for the Pat McAfee show, at least. Now, can't say that's the same reaction for everybody on First Take and how they gonna take it. That's Stephen A. That's Wendy, and Mad Dog. So all the old heads is up right now. I don't know. It's looking like Bron, he won't beef with everybody. He ain't ducking no smoke. So,
which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh, yeah, we're watching it. We're all,
Oh yeah.
you're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with,
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, content is content at this point nowadays. If you in the fire, why not make something with the fire? So I mean, it's Stephen A. Smith. He all about money. Stephen A. Smith has always been about making money. So that ain't nothing new. So I'm not surprised.
I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
Is this a world tour? This your girl tour?
Address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, on fire. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you can address it, it's your ass. Like,
that's facts. Stephen A. Smith was probably already coming up with one-liners as this show was on.
seriously, it's, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it again. Oh,
that's a check, bro.
He's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer.
He ain't grabbing no ice cream. He grabbing his pocketbook. He about to cash another check, brother. Our best facts. That podcast mic is hot.
He's on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, relax, bro.
I like how Pat tried to slide that in there. Like, I hope, eventually y'all two could, squash the beef. Pat still work at ESPN, so he ain't really trying to throw Stephen A. Smith under the bus, but still, like, he was like, just throw that out there. See if he catch it. Bron ain't catch that shit. He watched that shit drop. He said,
Like, relax. Like, seriously, just,
Kind of on that note, Bronny, your son, he's obviously had that inspiration.
So it was just that small clip, I see.
Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players.
Yeah, so if you don't remember, I think even we can probably go back and find it. Stephen A. Smith did get some pretty scathing review of Bronny when he first came into the league, saying that he didn't belong into the league. Then he put up some crazy stats saying like he averaged like 0.3 assists, 0.3 rebounds, which is, again, fine. If he playing like trash, he playing like trash. But you ain't got to come out and basically say like you ain't got no business being in the league and you only here because of your daddy. That's kind of a low blow, but I mean, if you know Stephen A. Smith, like he did the stay off the weed, and that ain't have nothing to do with basketball. So I mean, he's known to throw some personal shots, so that ain't nothing new. People were talking about Bron and the beef between Bron and Pat Riley, and about the famous story about the cookies. Man, I know that had to be wild. AKA Miami Heat culture, and Bron. And this is kind of what people don't say. This is what started the beef, but it was a key moment in what people realize, that Heat culture is pretty much the same as the Patriot way, and ain't shit gonna change. They not gonna bend the rules for no man, nobody. So, yeah.
That was, you guys were selling out everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
For
while
sure.
we on that, you mentioned you didn't wait, and I forget which one of them it was, but they told a story about Pat Riley fucking with your cookie.
Yeah.
Is that a true story? Is that a real story?
No, it's a true story.
Okay.
It's a true story. Now, like Rouse wasn't like Rouse was on the plane and I was about to get my cookies and Rouse snatched them out of my hand. You know how stories can become a little bit. They kind of build to Sasquatch at some point. But it was. I mean, I was. There was a time where everyone knows I fucking love chocolate chip cookies. It's like my.
Who doesn't?
It's like my.
About to say, you could be deaf, dumb, and blind, but you know what a goddamn chocolate chip cookie tastes like. Stop it.
My big.
You could hate, and I'm not saying you should, but you could hate men, women, children, dogs, cats, and bats. Lakers and 5, okay? Because I'm going to get that cookie, okay? Chocolate chip cookie, chocolate bit boopy. Oh, snap. What is that? It looks like a doopy. Cookies and 5.
Biggest
Is it
vice.
specific?
No, it was literally the plane that we were getting on. The ladies on the plane were making chocolate chip cookies.
Oh,
so they,
homemade.
yeah, so they knew.
Oh, they make them on a
Yeah,
plane.
so they were making them and bringing them
Oh.
because we had the same ladies all the time. It was a party of 6. They would rotate, and every time they knew I loved chocolate chip cookies, so they would get on. I would, hey,
Soft.
with a little crispy edge.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. And I would get
These boys having a fat back moment.
on, and they already knew. They bring me 2 cookies, and I'll get the gambling with the guys, and I got my cookies, and we good. And then one flight I got on, I looked at them, and they looked at me, and I'm like, oh,
They get it look like.
that look didn't look familiar. And I asked him, I was like, we got the.
Yeah, you know that look when you know shit about that, when shit about to go south real quick. They hit you with the. Talk to your mans. Listen, I just put the cookies in, brother. I don't buy them. Go holla at your mans.
He was like, no, we're not allowed to, no more cookies on these flights.
What?
And we all know where it came from. I looked at D-Wade. D-Wade looked at me. He was like, basically, without even saying, he was like, fucking Rouse done it again. Rouse strikes again. I was like, damn. Like,
So what was it like down there? Because they talk about the Miami Heat culture and Pat Riley and it being, and obviously him just saying no more cookies.
Yeah, they be
Oh,
on
it's
it.
LeBron's cookies. I
Yeah,
don't
he don't give
fuck.
a fuck.
Hey, that's facts, bro. Bill Belichick would did the same thing with Tom Brady. Whoa, you can't do that. That's Tom Brady's cookies. Nigga, I don't give a fuck them cookies.
Give a fuck about nothing. Hey, listen, if it ain't about that heat shield and covering that heat culture, we see what's going on now. I mean, well, not anymore, but we see Jimmy and, it was at one point where even I left and it was time for D-Wade to get paid and he didn't want to pay D-Wade and D-Wade left. I was like, when that happened, I was like, when
Yeah, this is literally the basketball version of the Patriot way. Like, I wouldn't say it's the same exact thing, but Tom Brady, a.k.a. franchise player, a.k.a. which was kind of LeBron when he was there, but it's really D-Wade. D-Wade and Tom Brady both felt they weren't given enough appreciation. Now, D-Wade, it was money-wise. Tom Brady, it was salary cap-wise, teammates-wise, like draft picks, like surrounding the team with help, which I guess you can kind of say is the same with D-Wade, because like once Bron left, I mean, that's tough, that's a generational talent that you can't really replace. Like, it's gonna take you a collective group of people just to even put up the same amount of productivity that Bron put up. But even that, like, if someone's frustrated or if they felt like they not getting heard or their frustrations aren't at least being acknowledged, similar to what Tom Brady was, how Tom Brady felt like Bill Belichick wasn't lenient or like he would never want to hang out with him on the off-season time or just talk to him or show admiration, or even if like Tom would have like a bad game or like going through like if he was injured one game, Bill Belichick would make it seem like it was just like a Band-Aid, like you could just slap a Band-Aid on it and keep it pushing. Like nothing that Tom Brady did was ever good enough or at least milestone worthy to give him the just due credit that he deserved, which is kind of what I feel like D Wade felt at the same time. So yeah, I can see that.
When Wade County had to leave
Wade County
to Chicago, I looked at the cookie situation. I was like, oh shit, maybe it wasn't that bad. I was like, okay, fuck it. I mean, D Wade's millions and my cookies. I was like, okay, maybe I made it out safe. I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad.
Nah, you can't be mad at that. It's like, why'd you leave? Niggas wouldn't give me back my chocolate chip cookies. What? Yeah, bro, I had to leave. Nigga. They was too strict on the rules. Took away my chocolate chip cookies. I couldn't eat on the plane. Why you leave? Oh, well, they wouldn't pay me $20 million. Oh. Okay, that's valid.
Let's talk about the cultures, because Cleveland, you talk about at the beginning of your career, making, feeling like you had to go to Miami. You obviously do that. You go back to Cleveland, win one. Hey,
man.
for hometown. That parade was bananas.
Yes, sir.
And then obviously out in L.A.
I will say that one championship in Cleveland equals way more championships or equals any other championship that he could have had in Miami or the one championship in L.A. Also because the L.A. championship was during COVID, so it was just a weird time. But it just meant a lot more to Bron and to the city of Cleveland. So, yeah, that championship alone probably weighs or holds 2 to 3 championships in its own. So, I agree with that. This is talking about when LeBron made the decision and how people really do just be going with the flow. They just going with whatever's trendy, what's popular at the time. Like, if the whole Twitter is calling you trash or ass, they just going bandwagon just because they want to get some likes and attention as well. So this was kind of a similar situation that Brown was talking about when he made the decision. I guess he ran into some dudes at the elevator, and they had some like FUCK Braun shirts on, which is pretty funny, and they like panicked, which anybody would if Braun walked up on you. I would. What the same face that Stephen A had? And I got FUCK Braun on the shirt too. I dare somebody took the shirt off and be like, bro, this ain't even my shirt. This a large. I'm a medium, cuz. Look how big this on me. This ain't even for me, bro. Come on.
And you probably lost a lot of trust in media, I would assume, because of...
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it all started with the decision. The decision really, like, had me, like, sit back and, like... Because people literally, like... I give a moment. So the decision, it was brought to me to be able to, do something cool on TV... Make the decision a great cause, and also funniest thing is from that moment, it was December 2nd, 2010 was my first game back to Cleveland. So I stay at the hotel, stay at the Ritz downtown in Cleveland. And this one I knew that it was, people did not even really care or didn't even understand the situation. They just wanted to be a part of the nonsense. I hit the elevator to go downstairs to the bus, catch the bus, to go over to, I think it was the Q, the Quicken Loans Arena then. Elevator opens, and there's 2 guys, random guys on the elevator. You guys can always pull this up. They used to have these FUKLBJ t-shirts, black t-shirts, red letters. And I see the 2 guys, they see me, they say, oh my fucking God. Oh, no, listen, this is, man, we love you so much, man. We're just here for the spectacle, man. We're just here for the spectacle. Like, seriously, we love you, man, and have a good get. And the door
is closed on them.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Those are 2 white dudes, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it because we're outnumbered right now.
Yeah, that's fact. Because the black dude would have been like, Bron, we fuck with you. You my nigga, dog. We just got these shirts because they was free, bro.
oh my God, man, we fucking love you, man. Like, oh shit, don't. In the elevator closed. I was like, you know what? This is all part of the spectacle, and it's about to go. It's about to get haywire.
So the decision you think is
Braun talking about comparison of eras, basically, and he was kind of going on an explanation, just talking about like how the evolution of basketball has changed over time, pretty much, and he was saying how he didn't like that there was a strife or some type of beef between eras about whether they would be able to play in certain eras just based off physicality or nutrition or just health and wellness. So it was a very mixed amount of responses. But first, let's get LeBron's response.
The sideline was like, just tear the rest of it off. I'm getting back out there. Like I get it. Like those are nostalgic moments, but like the game is different, and we should respect all eras in that era. You know, we can't be saying, okay, just because Wilt was great in the 60s and 70s that he'll be great now. And we also can't say that some of the guys now will be great. It is what it is. Respect that era and we move on. But the whole every single day that he's better, he's not better.
Yeah, so I think LeBron is saying he's not necessarily disrespecting the eras by comparison, one or the other. He's just acknowledging that there is an evolution in everything in life, whether it's sports, technology, health and nutrition. Like with time comes better information, better support systems, better, advancements and whatever. So I think that's where he was going with that. He didn't want to make it seem like it was a comparison between eras like the 70s against the 90s or the 90s against the 2000s or the, stuff like that. But he's also saying that there are people that I wouldn't say belittle, but they nitpick and they try and, I guess, defend or holds more merit to one era of basketball more than another. And Bron's not with that shit. He's like, it's pointless at this point, bro.
He wouldn't. You trying to tell me Giannis wouldn't be able to play an NBA game in the 70s?
Handshake. He wouldn't be able to do it.
Giannis would have put up 88 every night. That's fact.
Giannis Antetokounmpo would have 250 points.
Never mind. He went from 88 to 250. I'm not surprised. I mean, obviously he's speaking hyperbole. Like, he's not going to score 250. But Giannis is like a hybrid of the old generation and the new generation of basketball. So, like, he's the perfect combination. So, you saying that Giannis can't play in the 70s and 80s when all he doing is driving downhill, dunking on folks, blocking shots, doing all types of crazy stuff. Didn't he win like defensive player of the year and he's still averaging 30? So like he built like that. Like Giannis can thrive anywhere. Same with Bron.
In a game in the 70s. 250.
Is that Kuzi? When was Kuzi playing? Kuzi.
Bron was cussing a lot too. He was being authentic because there's a lot of bleeped out parts in this interview.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh, Kyrie.
They would have called him a
Yeah, you can't put Kyrie in the 70s. They would have looked at that boy like he was a straight magician.
witch. They would have called him a witch.
No, they would have told Kyrie,
Put that boy in a Salem witch hunt.
you're not. You know how they used to tell Lou Alcindor at the time that he couldn't dunk in high school games?
Yeah.
Oh,
they would
wow.
have told Kyrie, you're not allowed to dribble anymore. That's what they would have told him. Dribbling is outruled. They would have seen that.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'9".
And how heavy are you?
I'm
All right, so I think that was part of his response to the evolution of basketball. Let's try and see if we can skip a little further.
A heavyweight battle.
Yeah.
So 6'9".
Yeah.
Let's say you're you look very 260.
Come on, I could play.
Just like
I would be able to play in any era. It's funny you hear some of them older guys like LeBron James couldn't play in this era.
Never been fouled by Bill Laimbeer before.
Yeah.
Mad Dog. He's speaking to you, Mad Dog. Now you big on the 70s and you big on Bob Cousy and all them boys. Shout out to them boys, but that's all you kind of portray is that the 70s was this glorified Fight Club era basketball that nobody was able to compete with. Like, stop it, bro. I'm pretty sure they was chain smoking 2 hours before the game. Like, come on, man. Drinking a whole fifth. Like, stop it.
I think I seen like Dennis Rodman say that one time. It was like, LeBron James not skilled enough. Yeah, not big enough. He's not. Nah, doesn't weigh enough. He's not strong enough.
Can't handle it.
Nah, yeah, I'm like.
Okay, now obviously he's joking, but I will say this. Dennis-wise, mentally, I feel like mentally you had to have been in another. You have to adapt to whatever mind frame of physicality that you're in at the time, whatever is acceptable. So, like, I'm pretty sure it would have been some type of a mental shock or mental adjustment at first for anybody that's going to play back in a more physical era. But I'm pretty sure after the first or second hit, it's kind of like when you ride a bike. Like, okay, you fall the first 2 times, and then when you get back up, and it's good. You're good. So you telling me Bron can't adjust after 1 or 2 hits, and then the man gonna get back up, and he's still gonna be complaining? So I don't know about that.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about you flopping all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why people get mad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Now, why do you?
Le flop. All right, so now let's see what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
Problem with what LeBron James did. It's still disrespectful to the previous eras. And there's no call for it. And so,
but I don't think he was trying to be disrespectful, because when we referred to the very beginning of LeBron's first clip, he was saying he's not dissing any era of basketball. He's dissing certain commentators or certain people, a.k.a. Stephen A. and Mad Dog, about nitpicking about which players would be able to succeed or thrive in certain eras. I feel like that was more of his premise, not the collective generational basketball talent in whole. Just the people commentating and still holding on to mere moments that they felt like should hold more weight than what they do in today's basketball realm. No one cares that you used to elbow dudes out the sky. No one cares that you was fist fighting mid-game like it was Fight Club. Like, brother, just check up so I can snatch them ankles and we can get back to the crib. Simple as that, bro. That's all we worried about.
when he does what he does on that level, that's him, passive aggressively yet again, finding a way to take shots because inherently he has a problem with himself being compared to dudes from previous eras. Because
So I think he's saying LeBron is throwing shots because he doesn't like being compared to an era of basketball. But I think you're being facetious, Stephen A. I think you're talking about being compared to MJ. Like, that's facts. He wears 23 for a reason. So, yeah, you're saying that LeBron is mad that he's getting compared to 90s MJ. Similar to how everyone else is getting compared to generational eras compared to just one-on-one talent is what I'm picking up. And I feel like that's different. Like, it's one thing to throw shade at a whole league of dudes in one era compared to just, I don't really want to keep hearing my name mentioned with Michael Jordan or even Michael Jordan. It's the same way. I'm pretty sure MJ, like, why y'all keep mentioning me with LeBron, bro? Like, yeah, he wear 2-3, but that ain't got shit to do with me, dog. Stop comparing him to me. So I'm pretty sure if you're spending 10, 20, 25 years comparing one man against another man, he's going to get tired of it eventually. Like, that's just common sense, bro.
folks talk about him. They talk about what he would have been. For example, he's not my GOAT. He's Shannon's GOAT. He might be yours or somebody else. He's not mine. Why do I say that? Because...
Yeah. By the way, LeBron ain't my GOAT, but still, I like to be objective. Like, come on, bro. Get a man some credit.
the road to prosperity that he had to travel, I believe going up against the old guard like Jordan and them, they would have stopped him before he learned how to win. I'm not talking about LeBron once he learned how to win.
People always like to think that Michael Jordan came into the league busting ass, and that's not the case. I feel like the first 6 years, Mike was getting swept out the first round, or getting beat out the first round every single time by Bird, by the Pistons. So, sure, you can beat down LeBron the first few years, but he's still gonna learn. He's still gonna get a hold of it. He's still gonna pick up the game, like, eventually. Same with Michael Jordan. And you give LeBron 20 extra pounds, a little extra tall, a little bit more physique than MJ, and you don't think he could figure it out? I don't know.
I'm talking about the LeBron that was absent prior to that person that showed up. And if you got to go up against a killer like Michael Jordan and others who would try to snatch your heart right out of your...
Yes, you could be a killer. Sure, you can want to snatch somebody's heart out, snatch their ankles, snatch their soul. But are you winning, bro? MJ was not winning them first few years. Stop it. Y'all make it seem like he came into the league putting belt to bottom. And that's not the case. It took MJ at least 4 to 5 years. And then once he got that trade for Scottie Pippen, that's when he started dominating the league. Like, come on, Stephen A., bro.
Your chest. I believe somebody like Jordan would have impeded his path. Nobody was going to impede Kobe. Nobody was going to impede MJ. Nobody's going to impede.
I should have looked up how much Michael Jordan averaged before and after the Michael Jordan rules were established between the Bad Boy Pistons and all them. Maybe it would have taken a slight dip, but I can pretty confidently say that he rebounded as quickly as he found out stuff was getting real. Like, I'm pretty sure it didn't take him that long for him to adjust his game to make it so that he can still average his 28, his 30, still dominate without getting severely injured because everyone's trying to hurt MJ. So I should have looked those numbers up.
Duncan and people like that. But him, I believe he would have been impeded, which is why I have Jordan there. The previous eras are what enables you to be who you are. We look at this industry, for example. What would we have been if it were not for...
Oh, so kind of transition, like how I was referring to how LeBron didn't want people constantly comparing one man to another. So I'm sure Michael Jordan is on that same mindset times 10. I'm pretty sure he barely even liked people comparing him to Kobe, young Kobe at one point, until he realized, okay, Kobe is a real dog. He really liked that. He's a mini me. Now you take somebody who doesn't have the same mentality but is still on the same level as greatness as you even more less than likely to show him some acknowledgement or credit, or, you know, just because like you did it a different style or a different way. And to be constantly compared to him, I would feel some type of way too. I would get irritated if I was Michael Jordan, especially, but if I was LeBron too.
The thing is, like me and Kobe, besides our, you know, the late great Kobe, obviously, me and Kobe never had a real relationship either.
Oh, wow.
Until we was on the Olympic team. We had a great relationship there. Olympic team 8, Olympic team 12. But it was always competitive between us. We were always like, I was on the East Coast, he was on the West Coast. And it was like, even though we never they beat Orlando.
They should have got to that. I think that's like one of the biggest like L's in LeBron's career. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wouldn't even have cared if the Cavs got swept in that finals against the Lakers. As long as we got the finals against Cavs and the Lakers, bro. Bron versus Kobe, that would have fed generations, bro. The amount of shit talking would still be going on today. To this day. But, yeah, shout out to Dwight Howard, though. He did just get accepted into the Orlando Hall of Fame, so shout out to you.
And I
you
think
deserve
it was
that.
Didn't beat Orlando and didn't get him an opportunity to play him in the finals. But, like, and until I became a Laker and then he retired, that's when our relationship, like, became really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, he, like, welcomed me, called me, like, bro, anything you need in L.A.
So, yeah, I'm assuming that's the same mindset as Jordan. Like, with Jordan and Bird. Like, yeah, we cordial when it comes to playing on USA teams, Olympic teams, All-Star games, but we ain't really buddy. We ain't cool like that until one of us retires. Once we hang it up, yeah, it's good. We can go smoke some cigars, play some golf, bet some money, a whole lot of bets. Take Chuck's money because I heard Chuck was betting crazy back in the day. Oh yeah, him and Chuck. Like, well, I mean that might be a different scenario because I feel like Chuck was LeBron's friend during. I mean, not sorry. I feel like Chuck was Mike's friend while they were still playing, but I think Mike was during that weird time where he was taking time off, going to do baseball and going back and forth. And I think that might have been his first retirement too. No one's gonna compare MJ to Chuck. Like, no matter how great of a season Chuck had that one time when he took him to the finals, like, he ain't Kobe, he ain't Bron. So,
hey, like,
yeah.
I got you. You're a Laker now. You family. You know, and we would have multiple conversations. He was obviously, you got saw him coming to a lot of games and things of that nature. And when I passed him in the scoring record in Philly, you know, I think he had a tweet out there like, "Keep on going, like keep transcending the game, keep going," like, and that shit like meant so much to me. So like, I think it's because I'm still playing, you know. And MJ, we all know MJ, even if you don't know him personally, he's one of the most ruthless competitors there is.
Dog.
And till I'm done. And he doesn't have to look at me run up and down wearing the number 23. And every time my name is mentioned with his.
Of course.
Don't talk
Facts.
to me right now. I'm on the back nine. Do not call me.
It was great to see y'all at the.
See what I'm saying? Like, don't bother me with that shit, bro.
Top 75.
Oh, yeah, that was dope.
That ain't got nothing to do with me right now.
That's straight respect, admiration, and just like, you know, me for sure. I mean, shit, like I said, I wear 23 because of MJ, you know, and that shit, the inspiration that he gave me as a kid in Akron, Ohio, that don't have much inspiration in your hometown. You look at something. It got to be somebody in sports, somebody in music, somebody on the TV screen. So, like, Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Michael Jordan playing for the Bulls, Jay-Z, Biggie, and Tupac. That was like, that was my inspirations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed that because I didn't have, like,
Lang.
yeah, couldn't do fucking Jerome Lang.
Yeah.
He's like, they know me and shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of on that note, Bronny, your son, he's obviously had that inspiration.
All right, so I think that was a nice little wrap up. Like we said, MJ's MJ. He don't want to be compared to nobody, especially while somebody's still playing, because that pretty much means you still got some work to do to catch up to me, just to even be on the same level, be considered to be on the same level as me or pass me. Let alone even pass me, you need to put in more work. So I can see it like from both sides. Like, no one likes the comparisons between player to player, but era to era, that's actually a debate. I mean, based off nutrition, health, science, just technology in general, the evolution of the rules of basketball. You can't clothesline people out of midair no more. That was pretty much the entirety of the interview. I felt like it was a great interview overall. Bron, he gave himself the authentic, kind of unfiltered version of himself. Yeah, this seems like a dope interview. And it's with the McAfee show and the guys. So like, it almost seems like it's their version of The Shop. You know how LeBron has that show, The Shop, where he's just chopping it up with Maverick Carter and random athletes or moguls in the barbershop. It kind of gave me that same vibe, that same sense. So shout out to Pat McAfee for at least making him feel comfortable like that. It was entertaining. He hit on a lot of key points, whether it was talking about Michael Jordan, Stephen A. Smith, Bronny, or just the evolution of basketball in general. Next thing we need to have is we need Giannis Antetokounmpo with the white paper that say 250 on it, because I'm pretty sure the next video that you see put up by Stephen A. Smith and probably Mad Dog too, I wouldn't be surprised, is going to have at least 250,000 views to see what Stephen A. Smith is going to respond. So they both going to put up numbers at that point. Is Stephen A. Smith the Wilt Chamberlain of today's media era? I could see that. I could see that. The boy, he make dollars, and if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's Stephen A. Smith. That's fact. But again, I thought it was a great interview. Would love to hear the newest updates or thoughts from Stephen A. Smith, Wendy, and Mad Dog. I'll be back later with another video to give you guys some updates and things like that. If you guys want more topics or things that you want me to discuss, leave a comment under the bottom of the video and let me know. Also hit that like button, that subscribe button, just to get an alert to when the next videos are coming out. And until then, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank y'all. Deuces.